Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How you all doing today? Welcome back to Mr. Morrow's Algebra 1 and 2 class. Today we're going to go over the test that we had last week, guys, because there were a lot of errors here. And I'm not the kind of person who just says, oh, well, you didn't learn it, too bad. I really want to make sure that my students actually learn this. So we're going to go one by one, and we're going to redo the test together, okay? And hopefully you'll find the mistakes that you made. So the goal here is to focus on what we did wrong, okay? And actually, give me 1 second. All right, guys, now that you have the test, you can really see where we messed up. So, okay, I'm going to run through this pretty quickly. I'm not going to lie, but that's why I'm recording it. If you find that I did something too fast, that's why I'm recording it. Go home, study it, review it, please, and thank you. So, okay, number 1. We've got x minus 9 equals 12. Yes, please write all the questions on the separate sheet of paper that I asked you to take out and the pencil that I told you to take out. Okay, so I'm going to undo subtraction with addition. So x, this is a negative 12. So x would equal negative 3. A lot of you guys put 21. A lot of you guys put 17. But guys, we have a negative 12 and a positive 9. When the signs are opposite, you subtract as normal and keep the sign of the largest absolute value. Okay, number 2. I've got negative 24 plus m equals negative 87. I'm going to get rid of this negative 24 by adding 24 to both sides. So m will equal negative 63. Once again, you have a negative and a positive. When you're adding opposite signs, you subtract them as normal and keep the sign of the largest absolute value, please. All right. Number 3. Number 3. We've got negative 3.9 x equals 46.8. I don't like to work with decimals, so I taught you guys how to get rid of decimals. I only have one decimal place to get rid of, so I'm going to multiply everything here by 10. When I do that, I'm moving the decimal 1 to the right. So I've got negative 39x equals, move the decimal to the right because you have to multiply the 10 to everything, 468 divided by negative 39. First of all, my brothers, a positive divided by a negative is a negative. So x is going to equal negative something, but I'm going to have this 39 out here. Then I got 468. 39 goes into 468 one time. Drop down to 8. Carry the 1 here. That's 78, so that's 2. So x equals negative 12. Okay? Be careful with that. Those negatives can really hurt you. Number 4. I've got 5/6 x equals 35. Now remember, my brothers, I had told you guys and taught you guys that when you're doing this and you have a fraction being multiplied to a variable, the easiest way to do this is to divide by that fraction. You have to divide because you're canceling out multiplication. But when you're dividing fractions, you're actually multiplying by the reciprocal. So you multiply by 6 over 5 to both sides, gentlemen. These cancel. X will equal, 5 goes into 5 one time, 5 goes into 35 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. Number 5. Yes. Yeah, if you multiply 6 to both sides and then divide by 5, that works perfectly as well, my brother. The only thing is, I always like to try to teach you guys the best way. But that works 100%. Good job. Hey, if that's easier for you, God bless you, man. I mean it. Thank you so much, sir. So now I've got 3/4 plus x equals 2/3. Now, like I warned you guys before in the video, a lot of times fractions can get very difficult. So why would you put yourself in a situation where you're going to have difficulty? Multiply both sides, my brothers, by the LCD, the least common denominator, which is 12. So 12 times 3 is 36, divided by 4 is 9, plus 12x. 12 times 2 is 24, divided by 3 is 8. Okay, and wait. Don't rush too much, Mr. Morrow. There's an equal. As long as you got it wrong, I would like you to, focus on those, right? If you got these right, then awesome. Good for you, my brother. So like I said, equals 12 times 2 is 24, divided by 3 is 8. Subtract 9 to both sides, my brothers. And then I've got 12x equals negative 1. Cancel out multiplication with division. And x equals negative 1/12. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay? That's number 5. Go ahead and clear this out. Okay, number 6. I've got 6x minus 4 equals 20. This is just a simple two-step equation. Add 4 to both sides. 6x equals 24 divided by 6, gentlemen. X equals 4. Number 7. Negative 4x plus 9 equals negative 7. Subtract 9 to both sides. Negative 4x equals, when the signs are the same, you add and keep the sign, negative 16. You cancel out multiplication with division, so you divide by 4 to both sides, gentlemen. And x will equal 4, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive, my brothers. Okay, next, number 8. Okay, here's where we start getting a little bit hairy. Negative 2x plus 5 plus 6x equals negative 11. Okay, guys, you got to add like terms on both sides. So negative 2 plus 6 on that side is going to leave me with 4x's. Okay, this guy and this guy, they add together. Negative 2x plus 6x is 4x. Then I have plus 5 equals negative 11. Now it's a two-step equation. Undo addition and subtraction, so I subtract 5 to both sides. And then undo multiplication and or division. 4x equals negative 16. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X equals negative 4. Okay? Number 9. Okay. We've got negative 3 times 2x minus 8 equals negative 3x minus 8x plus 20. Okay, guys, first you got to let the prisoners out of jail, right? You got to undo distributive property first. So you have to distribute this negative 3, gentlemen, to these two guys. So this is going to leave you with negative 6x plus 24 equals negative 3x minus 8x is a negative 11x plus 20. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm not going to go back to number 7, sir, because we already did number 7. What I did was wrong? For negative 7, yeah, no, the answer should be 4. If I put negative 4, I apologize. Yeah, because I subtracted the 9. That's negative 16 divided by negative. Did I put negative 4 for that, guys? Okay, then that's wrong. Number 7 should be positive 4. I apologize about that. Thank you very much. So, in fact, since I messed up, let me do the right thing. Wait. Let me do this so I don't have to redo everything. So, real quick, okay. Thank you so much. God bless you for helping me out. So, number 7 is negative 4x plus 9 equals negative 7 divided by minus 9 to both sides. Negative 4x equals negative 16 divided by negative 4, divided by negative 4, x equals positive 4. So yeah, if indeed I did say negative 4 for number 7, that's my bad. I apologize. I should pay attention. Thank you so much. God bless you. I appreciate that, sir. Okay, back to number 9. Number 9. So I distributed the negative 3. I added the negative 3 and the negative 8 on that same the opposite side. So I'm going to now combine the x's together and then combine the constants together. So I'm going to add 11x to both sides. So this is 5x plus 24 equals 20 minus 24 to both sides. And I've got 5x equals negative 4 divided by 5 divided by 5. So x equals negative 4/5. Okay? Next, number 10. Okay, number 10, I've got, this is number 10, 6/7 x plus 3 equals 1/2. Multiply both sides by the LCD to get rid of the fractions, which is 14 here, okay? To both sides. So when I do 14 times 6, it's being divided by 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Or you could say 14 times 6 is 84 divided by 7, so that's 12x. 14 times 3, that's plus 42. And then 14 times 1/2 is 7. Subtract 42 to both sides. Subtract 42 to both sides. So I've got 12x equals negative 35. When the signs are opposite, you subtract as normal and keep the sign of largest absolute value. Divided by 12. I would have accepted that, or 12 goes into negative 35, negative 2 times, with 11 halves left over. 11 twelves left over. So I would have accepted the improper fraction or the mixed number, gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, -1 is wrong because if you didn't put the negative, guys, it's wrong. It's completely wrong if it's not negative. If it's not negative, just like I messed up on number 7 and I had to go back and fix it because that was wrong. So same thing, my brothers. I know we're all human, but that's why we're in school. That's why I'm going over this, because we all make mistakes. We're here to better each other, me included. I'm not perfect. Thank you for caring, though, sir. So I've got x plus 2 divided by 2 minus 5x minus 12 divided by 6 equals 1. Why would I want to mess with these denominators? I'm going to multiply everything right here by 12. So when I multiply this 12 over here, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So I'm left with a 6 now times this x plus 2. Now here's the tricky part. When I multiply this 12 to this guy, 12 divided by 6 is 2. But there's a negative here. So that means I'm left with a negative 2 times 5x minus 12. Okay? And then that equals 12 times 1 is 12. Now I have to distribute. So 6x times 6 times x, and then I have to go 6 times 2. So that's 6x plus 12. And then negative 2 times 5x. Whoa. Negative 2. Why is this here? Hold on. Let me try to get rid of this. Okay, there we go. Negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x. Negative 2 times negative 12 is positive 24. And then that equals 12. Add the like terms on both sides. 6x minus 10x is negative 4x. 12 plus 24 is 36, which equals 12. Subtract 36 to both sides. Subtract 36 to both sides. So I've got negative 4x equals negative 24, because when the signs are opposite, you subtract and keep the sign of the largest absolute value. Divide by a negative 4, gentlemen. X equals 6. Yes, sir. Um, yeah, actually, you could have multiplied everything by a 6. Yeah, that would have been easier. Yes, sir. What do you mean you don't understand? I have to distribute there. Okay, because I multiplied. Look, son. Thank you for your honesty. I'll change to red. When I multiply this 12 to this guy right here, what's 12 divided by 2? There's my 6. When I multiply this 12 to this guy right here, what's 12 divided by 6? There's my negative 2. Why is there a negative? Because that negative is right there. Thank you so much for carrying, my brother. God bless you. But yeah, I'm going like on high speed right now. But yeah, it would have been easier with a 6. Absolutely. Okay. Now, next. That was number 11, right? Okay, so 12. I've got 0.5 m. Why is it doing that? And then I've got plus 0.7 equals 0.8 m. Yes, sir. Plus 1. It's positive 6. Yeah, didn't we just show that? Yeah. Okay, thank you, guys. So, I want to get rid of the decimal. So, I'm going to multiply everything by 10. Okay, I'm going to multiply everything by 10. So, that gives me a 5m plus 7 equals an 8m plus 10. I'm going to subtract 5m to both sides. And then I've got 7 equals 3m plus 10. Then I'm going to subtract 10 to both sides. And I've got negative 3 equals 3m divided by 3 to both sides. M equals negative 1. Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Whoa, I just dropped my stylus. Could you help me out there? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, my brother. Okay, number 13. Number 13. I've got negative 1/9 times x plus 27 plus 1/3. Hold on, let me rewrite this so I can actually fit it on there. 1/3 times x plus 3. Hold on, I don't like this. Hold on. Let's do a little smaller. Negative 1/9 times x plus 27 plus 1/3 times x plus 3 equals x plus 6. Okay. I have these two fractions, okay? Some of you guys, my brothers, distributed. That's making this very difficult for yourself. Very difficult for yourself. We have already gone over this, and I really want this to really sink into your head. Get rid of fractions by multiplying by the LCD. So in this case, it's 9, okay? So that means I have to multiply everything to 9. So what's 9 times negative 1/9, my brother? No, it's not 9. 9 times negative 1/9 is not 9. It's negative 1. Bye-bye fraction. What is 9 times 1/3? Okay, 3. Bye-bye fraction. Now, what's 9 times x? And what is 9 times 6? That's my setup. Remember what we talked about? You don't have to multiply the 9 to the inside parts because I'm already multiplying the 9 to the fraction parts. And the fraction parts are what I'm going to convert into a whole or integer number. And then I'm going to distribute that. Yes, sir. Okay. So now I got to distribute my negative 1. And I got to distribute my 3. And then I solve. So negative x minus 27 plus 3x plus 9 equals 9x plus 54. Combine like terms on both sides. Negative x plus 3x is 2x. Negative 27 plus 9 is negative 18. And that equals 9x plus 54. Subtract 2x to both sides. Negative 18 equals 7x plus 54. Subtract 54 to both sides. So I get a 72 equals negative 72 equals 7x. Be careful with those negatives. When you add the same sign, you must add and keep the sign. Divided by 7, x will equal negative 10 and 2/7. A lot of you guys got that one wrong, and that's okay. You're human. But let's figure out why we got it wrong. Please and thank you. Now, I know that some people just got it wrong because of a negative. Again, we're human, guys. Please don't beat yourself up. This is part of life. This is part of learning. That's why we're doing this together. Okay, number 14. I've got 0.25 times x minus 4 equals 0.35 times x plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to distribute my 0.25 to x. No, actually, no, I'm not. What am I doing? I don't want to work with decimals. I want to get rid of that 0.25. So I'm going to multiply everything here, both sides, by 100. So 100 times 0.25 is now 25 times parentheses x minus 4. Okay? And that's going to equal 35 times x plus 5 because I distributed the 100. Okay? Now, I'm going to have to distribute the 25. So I've got 25x minus 100 equals 35x plus 5 times 35 is 175. Now, I'm going to subtract 25x to both sides. Why is that happening? I'm going to subtract 25x to both sides. So I've got negative 100 equals 10x plus 175. Subtract 175 to both sides to isolate the variable. There's a two-step equation at this point. That's negative 275 equals 10x divided by 10. And x will equal negative 27.5. Okay? And last but not least, another fraction one. A lot of people messed up here once again because you didn't follow the best way. I know that sometimes you guys think, no, I don't like the way Morrow did. I'm going to do it my way. And that's fine. That's totally cool. That's totally acceptable. However, it's only acceptable if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, guys, with all due respect, listen to me. That's why I teach. I try to help you with the best method possible. So for number 15, my brothers, I've got x over 6 minus x over 3 equals 3/4. Easy peasy. I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD, which in this case is 12. 12 times x is 12x divided by 6 is 2x. Whoa, what happened there? I lost my connect. Oh, here we go. Okay. So 12 times x is 12x divided by 6, and that gives me 2x. Then I have 12 times negative x is negative 12x divided by 3. That's negative 4x. And then I have 12 times 3, which is 36 divided by 4, which is 9. So 2x minus 4x is negative 2x, which equals 9, divided by negative 2. X equals negative 4 1/2. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Now, okay, these were really simple, and this is where most of you guys really messed up. So let's check it out. Let's see why. Number 16, you've got PV equals nRT. I want to solve for R. Guys, the little n and the t are being multiplied to R. So I divide nt to both sides. Done. You're done. Those cancel. So R equals PV over NT. Done, done, and done. You cancel out multiplication with division. Done. Next. 17. 17. P equals FA. Okay. I noticed in class, I remember one of the boys, one of our classmates said, "Oh, Mr. Moore, can I just switch this and that?" And I said, "Okay, but be careful with that, guys." And most of you ignored me. You thought it was just a simple switcheroo. I warned you guys about that. I said, just show the work until you really understand it. I knew that the young man that had suggested it really understood it. He explained it to me. But guys, that doesn't mean that it works for everybody. I want to solve for A. A is in the denominator right now. So you have to put it in the numerator. So I multiply A to both sides. So I have A times P equals F. How do I get A alone? By dividing P to both sides. A equals F over P. Don't try to go a shortcut unless you really understand it, please. Okay, 18. This one came directly from your review. Like, directly from your review. This was a review question. I just made you solve for a different letter. 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. I want to solve for L. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract the 2WH to both sides. So I've got S minus 2WH equals 2LW plus 2LH. I have an L in both of these terms, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out an L, leaving me with 2W plus 2H, plus 2H. So the L is being multiplied to the sum of 2W plus 2H, so I'm going to divide 2W plus 2H to both sides. And guess what? I'm done. Those cancel. So L equals S minus 2WH over 2W plus 2H. Okay? Number 19. Number 19 is D, which is density, by the way, equals mass divided by volume. I want to solve for V. V is in the denominator. So I'm going to have to multiply V to both sides. So I've got dV equals M. I want to solve for V. So divide by D to both sides. Volume equals mass divided by density. V equals M divided by D. Some of you, again, wanted a little shortcut. Shortcuts don't work unless you really understand it, my brothers. Please. I'm not judging you guys. I'm trying to help you. I did the same thing when I was a student. I'm here to help you. Now, 20. I was very proud of you guys for number 20 for part A. Almost everyone got it. I'm so proud of you. But then you guys just crumbled on part B. Wasn't this exactly the same as what I gave you in the review with different numbers? Guys, is that a yes or a no? Yes, we went over this in class, my brothers. So I have A equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. I want to solve for h. So I'm going to subtract 2 pi r squared to both sides, gentlemen, giving me a minus 2 pi r squared. That equals 2 pi r h. Divide by 2 pi r. Divide by 2 pi r h. That looks like a b. H equals a minus 2 pi r squared over 2 pi. Now, some of you guys try to get fancy and simplify this. Guys, don't get fancy unless you know what you're doing, please. This bottom part, the denominator, gets divided to the a and the negative 2 pi r squared. So if you wanted to get fancy, h equals a over 2 pi r minus the 2 cancels, the pi cancels, I just have an r left. All right? That's if you want to get fancy. But I told you, you don't have to get fancy. Now, part B. Guys, they want you to solve for h. Why would you go back to the original equation if you already know what h stands for? Think about that. I want you to solve for h. You already know what h is. Now you just plug and chug, man. H equals the surface area, which we already determined was A, is because I told you in the problem, that's 72 pi, minus 2 times pi times 4 squared over 2 times pi times 4. Guys, I told you in class, the pi's will cancel. Don't multiply by pi. Don't turn pi into 3.14. I said that like 6 times. And a bunch of you guys multiplied by pi. Brothers, stick to the simple stuff. 72 pi. My brothers, what's 4 squared? 16 times 2 is? So that's minus 32 pi. Over what's 2 times 4? No, 2 times 4 is not 1/2. It's 8 pi. Now, guys, did I not teach you guys how to add like terms? Aren't all the pi's here like terms? So what is 72 pi minus 32 pi? 40 pi. Divided by 8 pi. The pi's cancel. 4 over 8 is 5 centimeters is the answer. I got crazy answers, though. I got 2,036 on one of them. I was like, how could that be? Because you made your lives difficult. Be careful, my brothers. Be careful, my brothers. Be careful. Okay. Now, let's finish up this bad boy. Okay. Next. Okay. So, 21. I've got 5/4 x plus 2 is less than 5/6 x minus 7/6. Again, I want you to remember, get rid of the fractions simply by multiplying by the LCD. So you multiply 12 to everything. 5 times 12 is 60, divided by 4 is 15x. 12 times 2 is 24. Less than. 12 times 5 is 60, divided by 6 is 10x. 12 times 7 is negative 80. Negative 7 is negative 84. Divided by 6 would be 14. Thank you. Negative 14. Now, subtract the 10x to both sides because I want to get the variables together on one side. 5x plus 24 is less than negative 14. Subtract 24 to both sides because I want to get the x alone. 5x is less than negative 38. Divided by 5. I do not flip the sign because I did not multiply by a negative or divide by a negative. So x is less than negative 7 3/5. Now, what did I tell you? I said in order for you to get this right, you have to solve and graph it. Some of you forgot to graph. The graphing, here's your 0. Here's negative 7. Here's negative 8. Negative 7 3/5 is about here. It's going to be an open circle. Okay? Because it's less than, and it's going to be shaded to the left. My set notation, or set builder, I have x is less than negative 7 3/5. Now, I told you guys, use your graph for your interval notation. Interval notation goes from smallest to largest. Guys, the smallest value goes this way, all the way in negative infinity to the largest value of negative 7 3/5. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Hopefully you see your mistake there, my brothers. Number 22. I've got 4x. I got to speed this up. Plus 10. I'm going to distribute that 2 right off the bat. It's less than or equal to 6x plus 10. I'm going to subtract 4x to both sides. 10 is less than or equal to 2x plus 10. Subtract 10 to both sides. 0 is less than or equal to 2x. Divide by 2 to both sides. And x is greater than or equal to 0. Set builder, x is greater than or equal to 0. Graph, here's my 0. It's greater than or equal to. So you go to the right. Remember, guys, I think the mistake is you saw that this arrow was pointing that way, so you shaded that way. Wrong. That's maybe how they taught you in middle school, but unfortunately that's wrong. You read from the variable. And then you use your graph for your interval notation. I'm going from 0 with a bracket because it's greater than or equal to, all the way to positive infinity. Use the graph for your interval notation, please. 23. I'm going to distribute the negative 4 to everything. So I've got negative 4x plus 4 is less than or equal to x plus 8. So I'm going to subtract x to both sides. I've got negative 5x plus 4 is less than or equal to 8. Subtract 4 to both sides. Negative 5x is less than or equal to 4. Divide by negative 5. Whenever I multiply or divide by a negative, I must flip the inequality sign. So that's x is greater than or equal to negative 4/5. Set builder, x is greater than or equal to negative 4/5. Graph, here's my 0, here's my negative 1. Negative 4/5 is about here. It's greater than or equal to, so solid circle to the right. Use that for your set builder. So I'm going from my smallest value with a bracket of negative 4/5 to my largest value, which is infinity. Okay? 24. 24. I'm going to distribute that negative 3 out to everything. So I've got negative 3x minus 21 is greater than negative x minus 2x. So I've got negative 3x minus 21 is greater than negative 3x. Add the 3x to both sides to bring the x's together on one side. I've got negative 21 is greater than 0. Is that a true statement? And when it's false, what's the solution, guys? No solution. Some of you guys put false, and I appreciate that, and I thank you. I gave you half credit for that. If you put a 0 with a line through it, I know that means no solution as well. Thank you so much, my brother. God bless you. Last but not least, my brothers, negative 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to negative 10. Subtract 5 to both sides. Negative 3x is less than or equal to negative 15. Divide by a negative 3 to both sides. X is, you got to flip the sign because I divided by a negative, is greater than or equal to 5. Set builder, x is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, graph, here's my 0, here's my 5. Solid circle, greater than or equal to is to the right. Use my graph for my interval notation. Bracket, because it's greater than or equal to. 5 is the smallest value to positive infinity. Okay, that's the test. Yes, sir. You could put the bracket or the solid on the graph. Technically, you should put the bracket, but I would have accepted the solid circle as well, because I told you they mean the same thing. Thank you. So again, guys, if you don't like your test score, if you see that you made a lot of careless errors, you may take the test. Again, a different test with different numbers tomorrow after school in room C14. That is the only day you can make it up. and I will average the two tests together. May God bless you. Thank you very much. I hope you saw your mistakes, and have a great day.